What's up, y'all? Dr. Chris here with LeBauer Physical Therapy. I'm here to give you my top 3 reasons why people end up in physical therapy for rehab and what to do to avoid it. Reason number 1 is what I call the disconnect in the healthcare system, or what I often refer to as the sick care system. Let me explain. How many times have you been told by your healthcare provider that you need to exercise and lose some weight? But that's all the information that they give you. They don't give you any guidelines or specifics as to what type of exercise or how often or how vigorously you should be doing it. You're just left on your own to kind of figure that out. So, what do? You go, you start exercising, and what happens? You end up getting hurt. Now you're feeling badly because you're in pain. You probably need to go see a physical therapist like me, and you're not exercising, which means you're probably also gaining weight, which also probably means that you're feeling even shittier about yourself. Would it have been helpful to have some specific guidance from an exercise expert, like, I don't know, like a physical therapist, before all of this to try to help prevent an injury? Would that have been helpful? Like I said, sick care system. Reason number 2 falls into a category of what I call a problem of awareness. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people simply believe that they're doing better than they actually are. And as a result, if you don't perceive yourself as having a problem with something, then you're not going to actively go out and search for a solution. It's not until that you actually notice you misplaced your phone that you start looking for it. We need that moment of awareness. Prior to that, everything was good. But then when we had that moment, we realized, oh, I need to change up and do something differently. Being the human beings that we are, we tend to look at our ability to still do the things that we want to do versus the things that we should still be able to do. So what I mean by that is, if we're still able to do the things that we want to do and it's not really hurting, well, then we're not going to really perceive ourselves as having a problem. And this, unfortunately, sets the stage for stuff to brew underneath our nose for years, if not decades. And so all of a sudden, when it pops up, it seems like it came up overnight. However, this thing has been going on for quite some time. The problem of awareness, reason number 2. Problem number 3 is related to both problems 1 and 2, and is kind of the flip side of those coins, in the sense that you're doing things. You are exercising, you're working out, you got a routine. Nobody's having to tell you to do that. But because you don't have awareness of potential issues or limitations, and you don't have that specific guidance, what you're doing is actually the wrong thing. You're doing stuff, you're just doing the wrong stuff. What I say often is that exercise can be part of the solution. However, the wrong exercise can be part of the problem. In karate, you have to earn the right to have a black belt. You just don't wake up and start doing black belt things and fighting black belt opponents. In the military, you have to earn your rank. You just don't say, oh, you know what, I'm going to be a captain today and start doing captain things. The same is true for exercise. You have to earn the right to perform certain exercises. And unfortunately, we don't have a system or guidance to help guide people as to what's appropriate for this person versus what's appropriate for that person. And so what you end up with is people who mean well. They see an exercise on Instagram and it looks cool and it looks fun, and then they end up doing it and they end up jacking themselves up. And that's how they end up landing in my office, seeing me And then I'm sitting here looking at how they moved and gathering their history. And I'm thinking, well, hell, no wonder why you end up here. You had no business doing that exercise in the first place. Once again, it would have been helpful to have that awareness and that guidance to help avoid that situation. So now that I've given you my top 3 reasons, let me give you my solution on how to avoid all of this. You ready for this? Go see a physical therapist while you're well. Go see a physical therapist while you're well. Go get a total body diagnostic. Go get a movement screen. Go get a state of readiness check while you're doing well. You don't have to have an active injury to benefit from the guidance and expertise of a physical therapist. Case in point, our Wellness Warrior program is full of members who don't have an active injury that they're either recovering from or receiving treatment for. In fact, they're benefiting from the expertise and guidance of a physical therapist to help keep them at their strongest, to help keep them active, to help keep them fit. Let me ask you this. Would you rather wait till you actually had a problem and you're in pain to go see a dentist, or would you have rather had gone and saw that dentist while you thought you were doing okay, and then maybe get some guidance on how to steer you out of trouble with your brushing or your flossing routine? The same is true for physical therapy. Would you rather wait till you have pain or an injury to go see a physical therapist, or would you have rather seen that same physical therapist beforehand and said and gotten some guidance on, hey, you got this, that, and the third going on with your shoulder and your spine? What I'd recommend is that you may hold off on some of these overhead pressing routines in your workout just to clean that up and try to help you avoid any shoulder pain or, God forbid, having to have an unnecessary preventable surgery. On top of that, your physical therapist would probably prefer to do the latter as well versus having to nurse you through pain and the whole rehab recovery process. So there you have it, my top 3 reasons of why people end up in physical therapy for rehab and my recommendation of what to do to avoid that. If you found any of that helpful or thought-provoking, I'd appreciate you letting me know that. If you're interested in finding out more about our Wellness Warrior program, or you're interested in finding out more about our State of Readiness Check movement screening, you can DM us the word interested and we will get that information to you. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Dr. Chris, LeBauer Physical Therapy, and I'm out.